So microbiome, we alluded to earlier, going to be a big advance in what we're going. And there are going to be new dimensionalities to health. But I want to end on some data that I think are profound. So it turns out, if you have your lunch today at noon and tomorrow at 2 o'clock, for 2 hours, stress hormones go up. Insulin, cortisol, they go up. And what happens then? Metabolism goes down. You actually gain weight. You lose about 20% in cognition and about 30% in exercise performance by just being irregular in schedule. In fact, irregularity in schedule increases type 2 diabetes by 82%. Yet, what do we do as a society? We graze, right? You walk by the peanut jar, you take the peanuts, you take the M&Ms, you eat lunch whenever you can schedule it, you eat dinner, whatever's going on. And what that does is it portends for bad overall health. And we've got very good data on it. So the simple thing is being regular. Get a load of this. 600 parents, they said to them, we want your kids to go to bed the same time every night and wake up in 10.5 hours. 600 parents said, put your kids to bed whenever they want, wake them up 10.5 hours later. 31% improvement in cognition with regularity in schedule in those kids. That's good to great right there. And so again, we're not educating in this regard. You know, I had the privilege of about a year ago doing these videos with a guy named Sal Khan, who's been here at Aspen. And Sal was an out-of-work engineer in Silicon Valley who created these 5 to 7 snippet videos about physics and math for kids. And we did a bunch on cancer as a complex system, regularity, vitamins, et cetera. Within a week, you know, we got over 100,000 kids who did it. I've already gotten 40,000 emails. Why? Because they get it. They get it. They understand it. We have to talk to them differently. Once they latch onto something, they get it. I tried to get my daughter to stop drinking chocolate milk. I told her about insulin, cortisol, you name it. And her principal is sitting in the audience, so I have to watch out what I say. But you name it, she didn't listen. Then she watched this goofball, and I say that endearingly, like Jamie Oliver on TV, who said, listen, if every kid at this school has a glass of chocolate milk, it's going to fill an entire school bus full of sugar. And he opens the door, sugar pours out, she stopped drinking it the next day. We have to teach kids differently. You know, when John Kennedy said we're going to put a man on the moon, people thought he was crazy. You read the New York Times editorial the next day, it was uniformly negative. Yet 9 years later, Neil Armstrong stepped on that moon. What was the average age in missile command when Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon? 27, which means those kids were 18 when Kennedy made his proclamation. So the changes, the new way of thinking about disease for each of us isn't going to be me. It's going to be that next generation. And we need to get back to teaching them about math and physics and science. You know, I read in the paper all the time, it says, this is the century of biology, and that's poppycock. This is the century of convergence of the sciences. This is the century, finally, we're going to get rid of teaching physics and math and biology. We're going to put them together because that's where we're going to start to make a difference. And the kids today will get it. So I'm happy to answer questions and to talk about any issue, and I thank you.